From the birth of a nation to the American Civil War, from the Insurrection Act of World War I to the National Security Act of 1947, post-World War II, and even during the McCarthy hearing and the Church Committee, to this day in history under the U.S. Patriot Act. This nation has survived many challenges under the right leadership of a free republic. This War Powers Act/U.S. Patriot Act has become a total nightmare under the supervision from the Department of Homeland Security and National Security Division of U.S. Justice Department and FBI. A true conflict of interest within constitutional separations of power of the U.S. Constitution itself. Article 1 versus Article 2, and then under Article 3 of the U.S. Constitution. The uncharted ground of this War Powers Act/U.S. Patriot Act, and the U.S. federal court system in the shadow of this act. The FISA court itself has a conflict of interest, the sanctuary of this high court to be neutral to all politics during the FISA court period of reviewing all FISA warrant applications, and into the appeal process by the National Security Board of Review for any application of a FISA warrant. The layers of review, from FBI HQ/DOJ to FBI National Security Attorney's Board of Review, to FBI Field Office, FBI Law Clerks for FISA warrants applications, and signed by an FBI Deputy Director, and then signed by Attorney General of the United States of America. Page 2. The watchdogs of America's national security and the safety of the United States and the American people. God bless these institutions of the United States government and the loyalty of their employees for the best job possible in the interest of the American people. God bless them and their families, amen. But in the interest of overkill, to the American people's civil liberties. Any institutions that enshrine itself in a culture of obey in advance, without any moral consciousness, within dictatorial law, under the U.S. Patriot Act, should always have more congressional oversight and review through the FISA court for FISA warrants applications process and investigations. I personally endorse this as a victim to this War Powers Act/U.S. Patriot Act, and also a victim of psychotropic drug torture/EMP microwave weapons, condoned under 2007 FISA warrant investigation, and the continuous used under domestic terrorism investigations 2008/2024. I strongly endorse the use of the ACLU attorneys as a neutral third party to aid the FISA court in all applications of FISA warrants as pre-approved national security attorneys, to aid in the reviewing process of all FISA warrants application and any resubmitting of any FISA application from previous reviews to the same FISA court judges before, no more musical chairs, with the judges of the High Court, and through any appeal process with the National Security Board of Review. For more transparency and clarity through congressional oversight, to aid the FISA court's judges in their independent decision before this High Court. The FISA court's judges have already endorsed the use of the ACLU attorneys to be used as part of the national security procedure from the beginning of any review of FISA warrant applications. To advocate in the interest of the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights. To protect the safety of the American people and their civil liberties while under this War Powers Act/U.S. Patriot Act. As a victim of this act that shadows my life and enslaves me to its tyranny of inhuman cruelty, All I ask for is the right to an attorney, Mr. Benjamin Wisner, from the ACLU New York chapter. In so many words. Give me liberty, or give me death, to paraphrase from my past inquiries, and to add my honest opinion. After being put through the eye of the hurricane, within the mind of the beast, all 9 rings of hell of torment, with psychotropic drug torture and EMP microwave high-tech torture. As a way to undermine me, and to set me up, under this War Powers Act/US Patriot Act, FISA warrant, and domestic terrorism investigation. For over 16 years of congressional grand jury, and federal grand juries, and California state grand juries, under ex-parte prosecution, and more so to weaponize my civil rights and human rights. Under the 9/11 money tree of tyranny, to circumvent the U.S. constitutional rights of all Americans by this War Powers Act/US Patriot Act investigation. I am abolitionist to all forms of slavery, to all forms of tyranny, to all forms of inhuman cruelty and torture. Under the moral principles of all humanity, and the universal morals of all gods of Mother Earth. And as I said before, I still love and believe in the people of the United States of America and our democratic republic. Closing quotations. Abraham Lincoln. Asterisk America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves. Asterisk God must love the common people, because it made so many of them. Page 3. From the base camp of Operation Archangel Nonviolent Solution to Homeland Security and the National Security Division, U.S. Justice Department/FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force under War Powers Act/US Patriot Act. patriotactvictim@gmail.com. patriotactvictim@gmail.com. Special thanks, New York ACLU Attorney on Record, Mr. Ben Wisner, SF ACLU Board of Director, Ms. Michelle Welch, Amnesty International USA/New York and Oakland, California. Moral support, as I say, the second coming of Jesus Christ, has been postponed for eternity, in the interest of national security.